It's time to get casually uncomfortable. News Edition with your host, Chuck Jerome. Viewer discretion is advised. What is happening? It's Wednesday, and the news is crazy. So I got a lot of articles this week, and I'm just going to get into it. Hope everybody's doing well. This is the last Wednesday episode of 2026. If you checked out Monday's episode, I said get fucking ready for the new year. Write some shit down. Write a letter to yourself and read it out for the following year. And I said I have one right now in my office waiting for January 1st so I can open it, read it, and have my new letter written or either write it later January 1st. So I stress that everybody do that so that they can see how far they've come within a year. Because a year, you're like, oh, that's a long time. No, a year is quicker than you think. So get ready. So this first article is from something that happened in 2022. It was a 20-year-old black college football player. He was shot by San Jose police, and it was because he walked out of a store with a gun in his hand. And this was the kid who wrestled the gun away from the guy who came in and said he was going to shoot the place up. Now, this football player, when he came out of the store, he was walking backwards with the gun in his hand. Now, granted, yes, he probably should have, maybe put the gun down. But the guy was walking backwards, not facing anybody. So even if the guy had to spin around real quick, the officer would have seen that. But this officer shot the kid 4 times. Now, the good thing is, homie survived, and everything is wrapping up, and he's going to get $8 million in the settlement. And 2 courts denied the officer qualified immunity, meaning that they're not saying that, it was a justified shooting. Yeah, this guy had a gun, this and that. Yeah. So think about this. What if you're legally allowed to carry a gun, right? They don't care about it. If they just see the gun, you might get fucking shot. Doesn't matter if you have a concealed carry, you got permits. They don't give a fuck. This kid was a hero, and I'm glad he was able to survive to hopefully maybe enjoy some of that money. But what's going to happen, I know it, is that officer is going to go across country and get a job somewhere else, and they're going to pick up like nothing ever happened, and they're never going to, be like, yeah, this guy just shot someone. Didn't know the whole facts, just started unloading his fucking weapon. And then to top it all off, I didn't say this earlier, but after the shooting, he was sending messages to other officers calling the kid the N-word and just being a fucking racist, hot piece of garbage. So be safe out there. Please. Please. Now, this article, I was showing my brother, and I was like, dude, there's no way this is real. He's like, this is fucking AI. I'm like, I know it's AI. And then I had to Google it. But the company Wonderful Pistachio, and I know you've seen them. It's the black bag, and they do the most commercials that I've seen for any pistachios. But they recently did one with the Grinch. And it looks funny. And on the sign it says green and salty, just like my nuts. And a lot of people have different reactions. I thought it was hilarious. Some people are like, oh, wow, that's horrible. You shouldn't talk like that. These are the motherfuckers who could not survive the 90s or the early 2000s because that kind of talk was everywhere and people didn't bat an eye. If it was in a movie or like a poster for a movie, guess what? You made sure your ass was going to see that movie. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is just so, you can't, everybody's so fucking soft. You can't say that. That's rude. That's inappropriate. Dude, every fucking thing is inappropriate. Suck it up. But yeah, now I need to see this, but I don't really go to Target like that. And this is Target's way of trying to get people back. They're saying, hey, we're cool. We can be edgy. Come on back to our stores. But it might get them canceled a little bit more because people are going to be like, oh, they're racist and they have horrible, inappropriate jokes. I ain't never going to Target ever again. So now I got to go to a Target and just see this. But then my next worry is if I go to a Target and I'm just trying to take a picture of this sign, I got to buy something because as a black man, I do not want to go into a store and not buy anything and potentially end up like the first article I talked about, with bullets all up in me because they think I'm stealing something. Yeah. You got to worry about that. I mean, not everybody, but I know how this shit works. I'm not dumb to the bullshit. So if I go to a store, I'm going to buy something. And I'm not just going to try and buy, a pack of gum because that's what they're looking for. Oh, this black bastard just bought a pack of gum and that's it. He's got it in his pants. Now they thought I'm stealing controllers and shit. So you got to be worried about that. So since 2006, it says a guy by the name of Chuck Red has led the holiday jazz jams at the Kennedy Center. And after Trump changed the name of the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center, this guy, Mr. Red, said, fuck you. I'm not hosting it. And guess what? He didn't host it. He backed out last minute, so things got canceled. And guess what? Good for him. Good for him. You are online and you're like, oh wow, this AI is getting out of control. No, it's really Donald Trump changing the names of all kinds of random shit just because he fucking can. And I was thinking about it. Like, they don't do that shit for people that are still alive. If you're still alive and you're like an ex-president, you get a fucking library somewhere in your hometown. You don't get your name on monuments and shit. Fuck that. Whoever gets in office next needs to get that shit scrubbed the fuck off. This is ridiculous. So Chuck Red said, fuck you, Donald Trump. I'm not performing. I'm not emceeing, hosting, whatever you want to say. I'm not fucking doing it. So he canceled it last minute, and they didn't have their holiday jams. I feel great about that. I feel great, hearing about that. Someone standing up to the bullshit. And this is the second part of this. If you stand up to the demon lord, he will retaliate. And now they're saying that since Chuck Red canceled, they're trying to get $1 million in damages. Get the fuck out of here. That's how you know he's not a good president. And the people around him fucking suck also. Because if you would have thought for 1 second, hey, A bunch of people really don't like this president. There's a lot that do, and we don't know who doesn't. But we should always have some kind of backup, host or whatever. You should always have a backup. That's how you know we're fucked, because even for a fucking holiday party, they don't have a backup. And then they're going to go ahead and gouge this man for money because he doesn't like what the president has been doing and is doing. Listen. And we're not even through the first year, right? The first term, he was crazy. You could deal with it. Wow, this guy's, just racist. Now, this time around, he said, I am cutting loose. And he is doing just that. And it is sad to see and hear where things are going. But this article, keeping this going, because Uncle Donnie is doing way too much, dude. You're doing way too much. But one of the South Park writers, he saw all this shit going down. As soon as he sniffed it out, he went online and bought up the domain names TrumpKennedyCenter.org and TrumpKennedyCenter.com. So now if Uncle Donnie wants those names for his Trump Kennedy Center, he's going to have to pay a pretty penny. And I hope this guy, it's Toby Morton. I hope Toby Morton works or at least talks to Chuck Red so they could work something out. And fucking, I don't know. We'll give you half of it. But even if not, that's cool too. I don't know. There's ways these motherfuckers can make some money. Or if Trump just says, you know what, I'm not playing these games anymore, he just sends in a couple fucking assassins and all these people disappear. So that's not a far-fetched option. So get ready for that too. You don't know. We got 3 more years, baby. This article I called Sneak Attack because this black guy was standing in the hallway of this building and a white guy comes around the corner, and it's a video. The white guy comes around the corner and he just starts talking shit to the black guy. And you can see him slowly reaching for something. And then he doesn't get it right away, the white guy I'm talking about. And he goes to sucker punch this black guy. Well, the black guy knew some shit was up just because the way this white guy rounded the corner, was talking to him. He knew. He was on high alert. So the white guy throws the punch, black guy ducks out of the way and beats the shit out of this guy. As the white guy's on the ground, he reaches back to his back pocket or, he had one of those fucking cases and it had a little hatchet or a little mini axe. And he pulls it out. The black guy sees it, hits him even harder. The guy drops it. The black guy pushes it across the floor, continues beating the shit out of him. Then another black dude walks around the corner and is like, what the fuck's going on here? He helps the other black guy as the black guy is still beating the shit out of this white dude. There was no sound. Not at all. When I put up the articles, check it out. There's a video attached to it. But yeah, people need to mind their business and leave people alone. That's the moral of the story. Or you get your ass beat. Talk shit, you get hit. That's how that used to be. And I'm telling you, he beat the shit out of this guy. It was good to see. It was really good to see. And speaking of talk shit, get hit, this 36-year-old Florida police officer, this happened December 19th, was charged with aggravated child abuse after allegedly holding a 6-year-old boy underwater for several seconds. And you say, why would she do something like that? Because her kid, which is 8 years old, has autism. And they're at this pool having a good time, and the kid was being bullied. Look, I get it. Cop, not a cop. You see something going on with your kid, you're going to want to fucking fight somebody. Where is the parents of the fucking bully? Where are why is this kid allowed to do that? And if this kid is a 6-year-old, why? Why is the parent not watching the child? Because obviously, this female officer was fucking watching her kid, and the kid had autism. And you know kids are fucking monsters when dealing with other kids with any sort of special needs. It's sad. Now this fucking officer loses her job. Look, I don't have kids. I don't know how I would respond. But I tell you what, the first thing I'd have probably done was pulled the kids away from each other and started yelling, whose kid is this? And then as soon as someone walked over, I'm going to fucking deck that parent. Because number one, don't be raising no fucking bullies. Number two, you should be watching your kid. You're at a place with water, then that parent needs their kid taken away from them. You can't watch them at a pool, then I sure as shit know you're not watching your kid as much as you need to be. And I know a few people that should not have their kids. Not really a few. Just one. Crazy. That's what we're living in. Crazy. And we'll see what continues happening with that. Because, damn, that's wild. I saw this article and it I don't know how it made me feel, but it's talking about Charlie Sheen's daughter who's 21, has an OnlyFans, and she's talking about how hard it is to pay bills, how hard of a life she has to pay bills. Bitch, you got the money to pay the bills. You're an adult now. So fuck you. Like, oh, I don't like doing that. I don't even fucking know my credit score. I don't even do chores. I'm bad at it. I don't know how to cook. Why are you telling people this out loud? Nobody wants a motherfucker that doesn't know how to cook in some capacity. Like, if you can't boil water, get the fuck away from me. That's going to be, like, there needs to be tests when people get into relationships. Here, make some mac and cheese. Here, cook this steak. Simple shit. I can't even talk. Simple set. It's so simple. It's too simple. You got to have some kind of fucking cooking test. And she's got all this money. When she can have help, she can get some. She can pay a motherfucker to do this shit for her. But you're so fucking lazy that you can't even do that. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Just pissing me off. Here's another thing that's pissing me off. I saw that when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced that, hey, we're going to get married, one of their biggest Swiftie fans and the other Swifties call this guy call him King Swiftie. You know who it is? Flavor Flav. Yeah. He supports her. He fucking met her. This, that, and the other. And guess what? He said, I didn't get an invite. He said, no, I didn't expect one. And me, I'm thinking, wow, that's cool that you didn't expect one. But when someone's fans are saying that someone is a super fan across the board, and they're all in agreement about that, what the fuck? He's on your level. This motherfucker is a celebrity. He's famous. Everybody knows Flavor Flav. But he's still pumped about the wedding. And he said, even if I don't get to go to the wedding, he's trying to work on getting ordained. So in the off chance the pair wanted him to officiate their wedding. Listen, they better fucking invite this motherfucker. That would be so fucked up. Like, Flavor Flav is cool. Whatever, this, that, and other. He ain't bothering nobody. But I'm telling you, they better fucking do something with him. Invite him. Just acknowledge him somehow. I'm telling you, because that kind of bullshit like that will come back to bite them in the ass. But then again, you know what? It's their fucking wedding. Who the fuck am I? But people will be watching. That's all I'm saying. They'll see how nasty you can be. So this woman went online and used like one of those Cameo or some shit like that, where you can get celebrities to say like you give them a script and they'll say it. Well, this woman did that for her brother who was getting married, and almost like $1,000 for it. And she wanted Ric Flair to get on there and say some kind words about her brother about to get married. And he did. He got on there. And he was drunk as fuck. And he's ranting and mumbling and jumbled up words. And he's like, he's drunk and he's like, why are you getting married, motherfucker? He's like, this is the worst possible commitment you could do. He said, because the day you get married, 50% of everything is hers. I don't care how beautiful she is. Stay a girlfriend. Listen. And that was not what the sister had signed up for or the script that she gave him. But again, he was on some shit. He was drunk as shit. And this is also coming from the guy who's been married like 4 or 5 times. So he was using this time to warn a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I thought that was funny. You got to check the video out. He is stumbling and bumbling over his words. He's like, what are you getting married for? It was pretty funny. But not for $1,000. I'd be like, dude, give me my fucking money back, or I'm going to put your old ass in a figure 4, bitch. I saw this article and it really scared me because AI is really taking over everything. And it's about Mark Hamill. He did some interview and he was talking about how he's going to have to sit down and actually have a conversation with his family about if he wants AI to continue his Star Wars future. And that's absolutely wild because that's something that a lot of people are going to have to talk about. AI can keep you going forever. This is what they're saying. Hey, you're going to live forever, but you're really not. They can use and take your likeness and do whatever they want. This is the scary part of AI. Because you are not you at that point. You are just fucking lights and lasers. But you're not you. So now, since Mark Hamill has always been Luke Skywalker, they're going to be like, what are we going to do? They haven't recast that motherfucker at all. So, I don't know. That's a wild conversation to be having with your fucking family. Hey, I know I'm going to be dead soon. I mean, because he's old. He's fucking old. So he's like fucking 70 something. So probably even older. I'm not looking it up, but this is what we got to look forward to. AI taking over and us not having any control. What a scary world. Hey, it's about to get scarier because Jim Beam, starting January 1st, will pause production at its main distillery in Kentucky. And it's going to be paused for at least a year because of fucking tariffs. We are fucked, folks. Oh, I'm having a rough day. I love some Jim Beam. Now I can't have it. Because whatever they're going to make right now, at least from fucking January 1st, 2026 to January 1st, 2027, they ain't making any at the large factory, the main factory. Then they're like, fuck it, we're going to close the other ones. And then whatever we got out in the universe, that's what the fuck is going to be out there for the year. So drink up, folks. And you're going to want it because the world is fucked right now. Fucking tariffs. So now you know that's going to trickle over into other things. Shit. We are fucked, man. We are fucked. And I can't even make a good drink to get through the day. Shit. Listen, I'm already liking the new mayor of New York, Mamdani. Listen, this guy is shaking shit up. And now he has appointed a 31-year veteran of the fucking fire department out there to be the new commissioner. And she has the credentials. So like I said, she served the fire department for 31 years. She ended as the head of emergency medical operations. She's the first woman to hold a 4-star rank. And she's a lesbian. And guess what that means? People are going to lose their ever-loving minds. She was also endorsed by all 3 unions representing firefighters. You understand that? All 3 of them said, damn, she's good. But you know what's going to happen? The only thing that people are going to see is that she's a lesbian. That's all they're going to fucking worry about. Not what a good job she has already done. She's already made it clear that she is here to fucking win. People, just go on about your day. Everybody in the LGBT community is not out to get you. They're just trying to fucking live their lives. And she definitely is. And she has not allowed this to bother her or, fuck with anything. But now we're in Trump's America, and I'm scared. I hope nothing but the best for her. And especially since Trump met with Mamdani and they kicked it off and they were like best friends. So now I want to see how all this shit plays out. So good luck. Good luck. What's her name? Lillian. Good luck, Lillian. All right, I think that's going to be it for the 2026 last news edition episode for the year. All I'm saying is get fucking ready because the beginning of the year is going to be wild. It's not just going to reset things. Get ready, be worried, be happy, be sad, because we're going to go through a litany of emotions. So happy New Year. Be safe, and please try to have some damn fun. Don't forget Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where you can catch all the episodes. Casually Uncomfortable. Twitter at Casually Unchuck. Let your friends know. Tell them to start the new year right with Chuck Jerome out here at Casually Uncomfortable. Because you got to get a little uncomfortable. Every once in a while. Just keep it casual, baby. For you to get shit done. And that's what I've been doing. And that's how it's been for over 4.5 years. Peace, y'all. Happy New Year. Be safe. I'll see you in the future.